This is from one of his novels. It's called The Hard Time Hotel Heiress. And I'll just read it. It's just a selection. It was a funky Friday night, and I was in a funk. I was sitting at my desk, gazing at the ceiling fan, and quietly passing a kidney stone, when my door slammed open, rattling the glass and creating a mild breeze in my office, just strong enough to crack 3 of my ribs. Suddenly, standing in my doorway, soaking wet and steaming hot, was one of today's most controversial socialites, Paris Hilton. And to think I was planning on spending a peaceful evening alone. I guess sometimes peace just isn't in the cards, because little did I know, tonight I was going to be dealt a royal flush of troubles and a full house of highly mashugana behavior. This is the man unedited. Come in from the rain, princess, and dry your eyes, I said, and offered her a shot of my Lanta. She declined. Suit yourself more for me. I knocked it back hard, letting it soothe and coat with its fast-acting heartburn relief. Paris practically threw herself on my desk. If she were any closer, she would have had a Virginia full of splinters. This lady didn't waste any time. Oh, Larry, she said. I'm in an awful predicament. I don't see it, I snapped. You just got sprung from 2.5 weeks of hard time. You should be sitting pretty now. By the way, why do they allow weight training in prison? I should apologize in advance. Larry would have these asides every now and again where he'd get these great ideas, and he would just be like, leave it, just include it, put it all in. It's all gold. Why do they allow weight training in prison? Do we really need these felons back on the streets stronger than ever? And cable TV in jail? What is this, a prison or the Hyatt Regency? You've got to admit I have a point here, people. Yes, she said. But I might not be free from prison for long because I think someone is trying to frame me and put me back in the big house. You're the only private dick I can talk to, Larry King. You're like an icon. I wouldn't trust anyone else to find out who's behind this. Can you help me? Slow your roll, Missy, I demanded, slamming my fist down on the desk and shattering them both like fine-boned china. You know, you're a long way from the paparazzi. You're all alone in a private dick's office in a hard-boiled part of town that people from your diamonds and chiffon world only read about in the Lloyds. That's short for tabloids. We call them Lloyds. I need a much bigger glass of water to get through this. I know I'm in over my head, but I never did like it in the shallow end, she quipped. She had a feisty animal energy that I liked. Reminded me of the great Angela Lansbury, one of our finest actresses. I'll take the case, I said, but first, what's in it for me? An exclusive, she said coquettishly, opening her soaking wet trench coat to reveal an expensive-looking brassiere and some other frilly undergarments and not much else. An exclusive to me. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, that's not in my script. It was actually me saying shut the fuck up. She looked me in the eye, then she lowered her eyes due south to my schwanz. I want your schwanz! She purred. I want your schwanz inside my hoo-ha. Now I wondered if I was in over my head. It was going to be a long night for Larry King. I took another shot of my Lanta and checked my adult diaper. Practically dry. Time to go swimming. Sexual swimming. In a flash, my schwanz was out. Let's take this meeting to the boardroom, princess, I cooed. My schmendrick mere inches away from her punum. I've got a Zeely mattress on the floor. Listen, I know big, soft, form-fitting beds are all the rage on late-night infomercials. But for my money, you can't beat a good old firm mattress for a decent night's sleep. Why does everything have to be so fancy? I lowered her to the mattress. I guess prison made her tough because she really took a serious stooping with my putts. I moved my schmeckle from her pisher to her lady hole to her tuchus and back again, in kind of a box step pattern. While my schmirkin worked her over, and good, I wondered who would want to send Paris back to the clink. Don't forget, it is a mystery. And why would she turn to an old gumshoe like me instead of the authorities or Barbara Walters? It didn't add up. While letting my body focus on the waltz-like rhythm of our lovemaking, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I got myself to thinking about the case. Then I thought about other things, like how baby strollers have gotten almost expensive as a compact car. Can you believe it? And John Travolta's brave gender-bending turn as Edna Turnblad in this summer's surefire musical movie hit, Hairspray. Is there anything that man can't do? 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. You know, I've never been a dog person. But there's no denying it. Those labradoodles are positively labradorable. You heard it from me. I don't care if they're an abomination against nature. And what's with this energy bar craze? Have you looked at their nutritional content? Some of these things have more calories than a Three Musketeers bar. My wife swears by them, though, so maybe this old dog can learn new tricks. And then there's about 3 more pages of the sex scene, which I excised because it's disgusting. Almost unbearably so. I'll just cut to the end of the sex scene. I ejaculated a dense cloud of sawdust. And we both fell backwards on the mattress, its firm support coils absorbing the shock of our sweat-soaked bodies. Our lovemaking session was quite a workout. My schlong looked like a half-chewed licorice whip. And Paris wasn't doing much better. I turned to her and I whispered softly in her ear, "Pardon my French, but your yodel hole has more dings in it than a Cantonese phone book." Bang! There is an apology note under all of your seats. I am deeply sorry. After breaking the tension with my wonderful joke, I added, in all seriousness, your vagina looks hideous, Paris. You know, a small dab of Preparation H will help reduce the swelling. I know it sounds unorthodox, but trust me on this. Then white-hot Paris suddenly turned cold as ice, like someone had flicked her switch from truck stop whore to my third wife. Gotcha! Shut up, Larry, she snapped. You talk too much. I had a good mind to smack her one, but I was tied up. Literally. The minx had strapped me to the bed with my own suspenders. We called them braces when I was a kid. What's wrong with that? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I say. Now how am I supposed to help you if you don't untie me? I protested. Oh, but you already are helping me, Larry King. There's gonna be a revolt. I'm almost done. You can go back to talking about how awesome your lives are. You just don't know it yet. When you wake up, every TV show in the country will be talking about Larry King, accessory to murder. What do you mean, when I wake up? What are you? And that was all I could manage before the dirty debutante cold-clocked me with one of my own George Foster Peabody Awards for Excellence in Journalism. I've won 3. Not that that's relevant, but I won 3. The room teetered and everything started to go black, which made me think, is America really ready for a black president? I mean, Barack Obama certainly has the populist appeal, but racism is still a hot-button issue in this country, don't you think? And what about that Sopranos finale, speaking of blackouts? Whether you love him or hate him, you've got to admit David Chase is a very controversial artist. Then, darkness. Thanks, guys.